I do understand story, I do understand character development, I do understand plot development, but I also understand commercial viability. How is this going to sell? And I'm always thinking about the art and how do we sell this? What's the commercial value of this now and in the future? Usually I can tell from the pitch that this is garbage or it sounds good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when a potential client or comes to you and they're asking you to come on board and represent them, is that what you're saying? Then at that point you're evaluating, you know.
Yes, because I'm going to say to a client, well, why do you need a lawyer? I need to assess the client to see how I'm going to be of benefit to the client, to the potential client. So I need to know what are you working on, what's your story, what do you plan to do with it, who is your target audience, and if you're a producer, if you're just a writer, that's fine. And you're planning to pass this on to somebody else to produce, and they're going to think about the business aspect of it, then that's a different thing. But if you are planning to produce this, then I need to know that you understand what you're up against. And so I ask you tough questions, and then you decide, well, do you want someone to advise you and to guide you the right way, or do you want to walk away, think about it, and then come back? And Joe asked the question, at what point do you approach an entertainment lawyer? And I usually say to people, the moment you get an idea, right, just an idea, you haven't written the script yet, you don't even have an outline or a treatment, nothing, just an idea. The moment you get an idea, that's when you need to consult counsel. Ideas aren't copyrightable. You can't copyright an idea. But you can protect it from other people stealing it, using it. You can protect it through contract. You can protect it in many different ways other than actually registering it as a copyright. The second thing is, well, instead of taking an idea and going by trial and error, why not straight out of the box get some ideas as to the best way to approach this idea, so that when you start painting, you can avoid a lot of the mistakes and the pitfalls along the way.
And when you say the best way to approach this idea, you mean in terms of the commercial viability, or do you mean in terms of the ease of production, and what do you mean by that?
Well, more in terms of, because commercial viability and ease of production, those come later once you have a finished product. But in terms of narrowing down your focus, like what is your overall plan, right? Do you want to make a faith-based movie? Do you want an art house drama? Is it a horror you're doing? Are you making a horror film and the budget is going to be 30 million, right? If you have these ideas, I can help you, because I can say, well, you're not going to make a horror movie for 30 million, and don't write a horror film for 30 million, that sort of thing. So those are some of the guidance you can get from an entertainment attorney. And this has nothing to do with contracts, other than, you have a submission agreement or an NDA if you're submitting your treatment or your idea to someone for them to review. I mean, even readers and who you may submit your script to, you might want an NDA from them.
As an independent, artist who is trying to gather support and gather resources to get their project made, a lot of times they feel as though asking somebody to sign an NDA before they'll even take a look at their project is a hindrance to, moving it further along the chain of actually bringing it to life, because a lot of times if somebody sends me something and they ask me to sign an NDA, I probably won't do it. I won't even get to it. I won't look at it, so what do you say in that to that type of mentality?
Well, yeah, so, you
or
know,
to that type of fear.
right. And it's a reasonable fear because it does happen, but there are ways around that. I mean, you know, first of all, everything has to be taken within context and will have to be approached on a case-by-case basis. So, you know, if you, let's say you are submitting your script to a potential investor, for example, is it someone you know? Is it someone arbitrary? If they don't want to sign an NDA, well, what is the risk, right? Now, if you have a finished script, there's really no need for someone to sign an NDA because you know you would register your script, right? So that's pretty clear cut. If it's just an idea that you're pitching, then you would want to get an NDA. And if they don't want to have an NDA, then you have to decide, is this someone I trust? Or
Is it worth the risk?
is it worth the risk? Or what, how do I prove that I made this submission to this person, right? So did I send an email or registered mail? You know, what kind of paper trail can I keep so that down the line, when I see this big opening at the MC and it's my idea on screen, right? Then you'll be able to prove that they had
So
access
can I call you then?
that they had access to my work because I submitted to them and I can prove it.